let me tell you what happened because, girl, 2 weeks ago, now it's the 31st of March, it's a Sunday, and it's literally a Sunday because the sun is shining. That was terrible. So, 2 Sundays ago, I tried to film so much content. It was actually not a Sunday. Sun is going. No, it's not Sunday anymore. What can I do? I didn't choose the meme life. The meme life chose me. Okay, so what I was trying to say is that a few weeks ago I filmed so much content, and I usually send it from my camera to my phone through an app, and then from my phone via Wi-Fi to my Google Drive. So what happened is that I went to take a shower after filming the last bit of it, and I left my phone and my camera just like sending things to each other. I came back, my camera had died, so the battery was basically dead. I was like, okay, then there's no problem. Let's just put the memory card inside the computer so I can edit this video today. And when I did that, I forgot that my computer has this tendency of being very destructive to my memory card. So I lost everything. After that, I was so pissed off. Like, I was so angry that I was like, it, you know? I didn't want to film anymore. I was like, I'm not gonna go through this again. I let some days pass, and then some magical wisdom appeared out of nowhere, and I was like, girl, maybe it had to be like this. And that's what I thought to cope with reality. Because actually the video, like all the content I filmed, was basically just rambling and ranting while I was doing my skincare, and I was like, girl, who's gonna watch that? So I was like, okay, maybe it was not the content you want to project. It's not the thing you want to do, so it had to happen. But what I was the saddest about is that I thought I had lost the process of me creating the new logo and everything. But luckily I have that. It was a miracle from the gods, and I have it. I will show you right now how I created the new logo. Okay, so I think we've got it. This is it. I'm so happy with it. I was having breakfast. I was like, oh, this idea is perfect. I had been thinking about it for months. It didn't get to my mind, just like it magically appears. Moving on to a whole different topic, I've got great news. You know, this is what I do to make sure that I am focused. I moved to another place so you don't get tired of the same angle. The great news are that I got a job, and that's fantastic news because I wanted to, you know, open my shop and all that stuff, but you know what I need for that? Money. I will finally have that. I will start in May, so I won't be able to open my shop until the summer, more or less. But it's gonna happen. I'm so happy about that. It's a dream come true actually, so I'm so hyped about that. I've got a job at a hospital, being a translator and stuff like that, and more stuff, but I don't want to bore you with job stuff because we are not here for that. I will be working for 6 months, so I will have enough money to save up to open the shop and make my art come true. Maybe go to Japan even, which is my biggest dream since I was a kid. I have these 2 big dreams: traveling to Japan and opening my own art shop and business. Also creating content as a living, just live from my art, and creating content is one of my big dreams, and the other one is going to Japan. You know, the other reason I didn't want to film is because I had such a big breakout everywhere, and I am not focusing my camera on purpose. I wanted to film outside, but it's so windy, so it's not gonna happen. Okay, we changed locations again. Now we are in my studio, which is not really my studio, it's just a room my parents so kindly left me so I could work at, because I still live with my parents. I'm 28. Success! The other thing I wanted to tell you about is like a life lesson I learned this week, which was hard, to be honest. I realized how dependent I am on the likes my art gets, so I feel like it's enough, so to say, which is terrible. And I'm glad I noticed and I could start working on it, because I don't think it's bad that you do things that are not great, so to say, which is bad in my opinion, is that you realize and you don't do anything about it. I'm trying to work on it because, you know, I did this fan art of Free Aaron that I was so happy and proud about, and I still am. But it's true that when I finished it, I was so happy about it, and I was like, oh my god, this is one of the best drawings I've done up to now. I showed my parents and my boyfriend and some friends and everyone, because I have lovely people around me. They were like, oh my god, this is beautiful, this is awesome, like they are always so supporting and loving, and I'm so grateful to have this supporting system, because otherwise, girl. And then I posted it on social media and I barely got like 3-4 likes, something like that. I've got no reach and stuff like that, which is normal when you start, but even if it's normal and you know, it's hard anyways, you know. But the problem was that looking at my drawing again, I didn't feel it was good enough. I didn't feel proud of it anymore. I didn't feel that it was beautiful anymore. It's very easy to blame like, oh, social networks, the internet is doing this to us, but like, I think it's in us to be like, okay, this has to stop. You don't choose the things that happen to you. You can't control what's around you and what comes to you, so to say. For instance, how people talk to you, you cannot choose that because that's their choice. But you can choose how it affects you. You can choose how you handle that. And I decided that I would not let my reach or the social media interaction I get be something that I use to validate or invalidate my art. And I think that this feeling of being not good enough and stuff like that has to do with my perfectionism and all that stuff, and it just gets fooled by the little interaction I have on social media. I'm not saying that people come here and say, oh, but your art is great, don't worry. I'm grateful for that, but I'm not saying this so people can come pat me on the shoulder. I'm saying this so if you relate, you don't feel alone. You know, because I think it's important to share how we feel, because people try to make these perfect lives on the internet, and life is not perfect for anyone. I think it's important to be real. And the real thing is that I have to learn to keep a distance, like an emotional distance, from what I get from the internet and how I feel about my own creative process, art, etc. I think it's difficult because I'm trying to create a business, so to say, and for that you need potential buyers. How do you get that? Well, through social media. Social media is a big part of my life, but I want to make it healthier for me. It's not that I am not gonna post my art anymore. It's not that I am not gonna create content anymore, because I love creative content, especially filming for YouTube, editing, stuff like that. I really love it. So it's not that I'm gonna keep a distance from social media, but I'm gonna work on myself so it doesn't affect me. And I think that from a more positive perspective, I'll be able to create better content without pressure or stuff like that, because I think it's quite tricky being an artist on the internet, because social networks don't want you to sell things, because people don't like being spammed with buy this, I did that, buy it, you know, but you're actually showing what you're selling. So it's like finding this middle ground between I'm selling this, but I don't want you to feel that I am spamming you with my stuff. So I have to find that that balance, you know, because I think I was like, oh yeah, I did this, it's on my online shop, whatever, you know. So maybe that affected my reach a little bit, and I included words like commission, shop and stuff that I banned, I think, or not banned, but it doesn't help your reach. I have thought about taking a course on marketing and stuff like that, like a very short, like very introduction to marketing, so I get an idea of how this works, and I think it will be very useful, because if you're starting a small business, you have to be the artist, the marketer, the person who deals with all the paperwork, bureaucracy, all that. So you have to do so many things, and I am learning so much from it, which is something I want to share with you, because I think it's useful. You know, sometimes you don't know where to start, and I want to share my process with you and all the little things I learn little by little. So basically what I've done to organize myself is to write down all the designs I have pending to finish for the first lunch, and then some tasks I needed to be done. This is a weekly planner, but I use it however I want. My phone, in the notes app, I have so many things scrambled everywhere, and it's chaotic because I'm a little bit chaotic. I don't know if you could guess. I tried to organize it like online, but I just put everything I wanted to. So putting it on paper makes it more real. I mean, I'm from the 90s. It just feels like I can organize myself better, you know, if it's on paper. So that's why I wrote it down. Otherwise, it's overwhelming how, like, the amount of ideas I've got. And I want to do everything, and it's like, okay, you cannot do everything on the first shop lunch. Just like do a little bit and then you do the rest. It's difficult maybe to find a balance between let's just do a little thing just in case it doesn't sell, but then believing that it will sell and it will be successful, because in business, if you don't believe it will be successful, it won't be successful. You have to believe in it, but without going out of your budget. So it's like, I think everything is about balance in the end. Basically, to end this video, I just want you to encourage to follow your dreams and work on things that are keeping you away from reaching your dreams, like the pressure we put on ourselves sometimes. Try to think where it comes from. Like I said, it comes from my perfectionism and stuff like that. I hope this video was useful for you, like just to pass time while you do something, or it made you think, or it made you just, you know, relate to someone who's struggling with life. I hope you have the loveliest week. I'll try to update weekly again and not let technical failures affect me because this is my dream and I am so determined to make it come true. I wish you the very best and see you.